Good morning. Today is July 8th, 2019. And today, as in other days in the past, I tell you that the media is the opposition party. The media manipulates and controls people by putting ideas in their head of a truth which may or may not be skewed, if it's true at all. You know, have you ever had somebody come up to you and tell you something about somebody else, only to see that person later on and you have that prejudice, that bias inside of you from what you were told? It's the same thing. Every day we are getting hammered with things that people want us to have in our heads before we approach any situation. And so that way we have a bias against that situation, even if it is a good or a bad outcome. The media is entertainment, just like movies, Hollywood, games on people's phones, and so on and so forth. All of it is about keeping you entertained so you don't seriously consider the things that are happening locally and in the world. It's a shame, but I'm asking you again to stop watching media, stop watching television. There's no need to. The only thing I do is I surf YouTube, and I choose videos that are informative, historic, things that will give me an insight that people can't get from television. And I talk to people. It's a dull life for some, and it's okay. Okay, this is my life I'm talking about. And perhaps it's this unique perspective of being so withdrawn from society that I can see how the media has put ideas into people's heads who are rational and irrational, and it affects them. It 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 makes them just a little biased to the direction that you're talking about. In my example, when somebody tells you something bad or negative or even positive, somebody tells you something about somebody, and when you meet that person, you automatically have that bias in your head because you remember what you were told, and therefore you will not approach and talk to the person as if you just met them, but from the perspective of the person who just told you about him. I've seen this in my life time and time and time again. So I remember telling a story about a negative thought, a negative action, how it ripples. You tell somebody to fuck off. That person's having a bad day. You just made it worse. And that ripples to everybody that person meets or talks to or encounters that day, because they're negative, and that negative tries to ripple out from the center. Same thing about positive thoughts, doing good deeds, waving at people, saying hello, being kind, generous. That also ripples out from the people. So if you come into a conversation without bias, and you smile, wave, and basically have good thoughts towards this person that you're with, those good feelings, thoughts, ideas that are now in that person because of you will ripple out to others around them. And that is what's important. helping everybody, loving everybody the way they need to be loved or helped. And that's not by pulling out your checkbook or your wallet. And it's not by inviting people in your home. It could be as simple as waving at somebody to put a smile on their face so that they have a better day. Live, love, and laugh. Peace.